production of Making of Jack Wainwright by William. Before we begin, I would like to ask you to please turn off cell phones, ringers at least, and to not use any flash photography. There's going to be a 10-minute intermission at the end of Act 2. For those of you who feel like you need to use the restroom, by all means. For those of you who feel like you need to stretch, they can just get up and stretch. The cast and crew have really had a fun time getting to this point through the production process, and so now we hope you have as much fun as we have. So will you please bow your heads with me as we pray for this? Lord, I thank you for the night that you have blessed us with tonight, Lord. I thank you for the safety that you've granted to all of us who have traveled out here. Lord, I'd like to thank you for the friends that we can have, for the mentors and the people who are willing to give of their time and of the resources so that we can have this enjoyable experience. Lord, I pray for the actors and the crew members who have worked so hard for this. I ask you, Lord, that you would help them to have good memory recall, that they would be able to perform to the best of their ability, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you would help everyone here to have a fun, enjoyable time, and we just ask that you would help us all to do the best, that we would be able to do the best that we can, and that we would please you with our efforts. We thank you in your Son's name, Jesus. Amen. All right, sit back and enjoy the Making of Jack Wainwright.
Perfect. I don't want anything frivolous or extravagant.
Very well then, sir. This should be perfect. No one would ever suggest that this room is extravagant.
Would you like me to show you the particular rooms in this specific apartment?
That'd be fine. Go ahead.
Well, here we have the living room, which has a lovely view of the railway tracks.
Good heavens, the trains must shake the whole room as they pass by.
They do, which is why we insist that nothing be hung on the walls.
Did you hear her, sir?
Don't worry, Stapleton. Jack will be fine. And besides, he'll never be late for work since he's so close to the train.
Perhaps, but I don't believe proximity to available transportation is to blame for your son's current problem, tardiness.
As you can see, the living room also has seating available for 2 guests. No more seating is available because none is needed. Renters are not allowed to host parties or large social events of any kind while living here.
Perfect. Jack won't be distracted by socializing.
Doubtful. My guess is he'll just socialize elsewhere.
This concludes our tour of the living room. If you look this way, you will notice the kitchen, which has a wash basin with running water. Sometimes.
You only have running water sometimes?
No, we always have running water. It's just that the wash basin isn't attached to the wall very well. It breaks, and we sometimes have to fix it.
That should teach Jack not to be so rough and careless with his possessions.
Or it might teach him some carpentry skills.
Hopefully both.
The kitchen also has a table and chairs for 2, and an ice chest. There are no fires allowed on the premise, so all coal stoves have been replaced with modern gas ones.
That is one good thing about this place.
This concludes our tour of the kitchen. If you look this way, you'll notice the bedroom, which has a bed, a chest of drawers, a chair, and a chamber pot. This concludes our tour of the bedroom and of the whole apartment.
Sir, I really must protest. Jack will be horrified at these conditions and will surely rebel further than he already has.
Stapleton, I've already warned Jack of what will happen if he fails to behave. But he knows this place is not going to be the luxury that he's used to, but he insists on learning the hard way.
But, sir...
Stapleton, this place is actually better than my first living place. And it taught me to be tough and value the things that I have today, and I'm hoping it'll do the same for Jack.
Very well, sir. I hope it is successful.
And it's not as though I'm leaving him destitute. I'm giving him a small allowance.
I know, you've told me, but it is really very small.
Mrs. Jeffries, we have a deal, correct?
Yes, as long as I have this month's and next month's rent up front.
Next month's rent, that was never part of the agreement.
No, it wasn't. But I was under the impression that you were paying the rent for this apartment, not your son.
I am, in a manner of speaking. You see, I give the rent money to my son, and he gives it to you.
But it will have to pass through your son's hands.
Of course.
That's what I thought.
He will pay.
Mr. Wainwright, we run a very tight ship as an establishment. We do not tolerate nonsense of any kind, and we pride ourselves in creating an environment where nonsense cannot thrive.
That is an understatement.
I have my concerns as to what is your son's enjoyment of living here, or if he will appreciate our rules. I also have my doubts as to your son's reliability in paying his rent.
It is as though she has already met Jack.
That is why I insist upon this month's and next month's rent before you can have this apartment.
Fine, I'll pay. But if he pays his rent on time, I want my money back.
If he pays his rent on time, I'll put the money towards any damage I am sure he will inflict upon my property.
Fine, have it your way. Now leave us. I don't have to talk to my associate.
I'll have the papers ready for you to sign when you're done. Oh, and I wouldn't sit in that particular chair if I were you. It's a bit rickety, and if you break that, you'll have to pay for that, too.
That woman is a swindler with no imagination. She's perfect for the job.
Well, she's gone, sir. What did you want to address with me?
I wanted to go over the plan and make sure we're both on the same page.
Very well then, sir. I would like to rehearse some of the details, especially the ones pertaining to me.
Stapleton, I know what you're going to say, and the answer is no. I will not hear another word about it.
But, sir, I think your idea is a splendid one. I agree with you that this is a great way for Jack to experience the real world. I also agree that someone should keep an eye on him. I just don't think it should be me.
Stapleton.
Sir, I know nothing about spying, and Master Jack is sure to recognize me immediately.
Wear a disguise. Talk in a different voice. It can't be that hard.
There are men who do this professionally and would be a much better choice for this assignment.
I disagree, and I'll tell you why.
Please do, sir.
You see, I can hire a man to watch my son, but I can't hire a man to love him and look out for his best interests.
Oh, I see. Oh, now I understand.
Stapleton, when my wife died, I was devastated. I thought my whole world had ended.
Yes, Gloria was a lovely woman. Very gracious as well. I can see how losing her would be a trying loss.
It was. And so to cope, I threw myself into my business and became a successful businessman. But in the process, I totally neglected my son.
Not totally, sir. You're too hard on yourself.
Perhaps not totally, but enough to make him and let him become the spoiled and lazy young man that he is today.
Master Jack may be spoiled and lazy, but he is a nice young man with a good heart. I believe he will see the error of his ways and change very soon.
And that's why I need you, Stapleton. Everyone either condones Jack's behavior or is disgusted by him. You alone love him and want to see him change like I do.
Well, I've been with you a long time, and Jack is like a younger brother to me.
I know you must feel insulted by this assignment, but you're the only man that I trust.
Oh, I don't know. You're the wealthiest man in this town, and you've just given me the responsibility of caring for your most treasured possession. When you look at it that way, it seems more an honor than an insult.
That's the spirit, Staples.
I will do my best, sir. You know, it is a pity that Irene hasn't been able to steer him down the right path.
Irene is a sweet woman with a kind heart, but she is no replacement for his mother. Jack just sees her as my lady friend.
And how do you see her, sir?
That is none of your business. Sure, it's nice to have a woman around, but she is very dramatic and can be awfully flighty.
She's very sweet, though, and quite lovely.
Yes, and the only person not interested in me for my money.
Well, that's because she's the only person within 100 miles who has more money than you do.
Just because of that reason doesn't mean that I have to marry her.
Marriage? Who said anything about marriage, sir?
You did with that silly little grin of yours.
Silly, sir. I protest.
Well, protest later. We need to get these details finished before Irene arrives. She'll take one look at this place and want to gussy it up.
Very well. Let's go with the plan.
Perfect. Jack will be here in an hour, and I don't want him to be here when he gets here. I want him to be independent.
Right, and his friend Raymond will help him move his things.
Exactly.
In the meantime, I will go to Mrs. Jeffries and take the extra key for this room. I will also sign for the room down the hall, in which I will be staying.
Perfect.
When Jack goes to work in the morning, I will follow him, since you have already secured an office for me at Mr. White's law firm.
And while you're at Mr. White's law firm, you'll go by the name Charles Hollis. And use the office phone to contact me on how his work is progressing.
Well, that all seems very straightforward, but how shall I keep tabs on him once we're back at the apartment? Won't he be suspicious if Mr. Charles Hollis takes up the room down the hall and keeps popping up everywhere?
You have a point. We'll have to come up with another alias. And we should probably install a bell in your room and rig it to have it go off whenever he leaves, just so we know where he's going. And we should tap his phone.
Is that even legal, sir?
I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't matter. We're not going to get caught. Besides, it's my son. It's not spying, it's caring.
Well, Eleanor, have you finished snooping on our new neighbors, or are you going to continue to let me finish all the dinner preparations by myself?
Please, Helen, I've told you to call me Nora. Eleanor is so old-fashioned, and it doesn't go with my new, very modern haircut.
I'm sorry, Nora. Have they done anything interesting? You've been staring at that peephole for a very long time now.
No, my neck is starting to ache. They just seem to be talking. They haven't brought any luggage or anything. I'm not even sure they're the new neighbors.
Well, why else would they be here?
I don't know. But when I overheard Mrs. Jeffries say that someone was moving in across the hall, I was sure she said it was a young man. These men aren't young. They're ancient. They're at least as old as our parents.
Well, I suppose when you get to be Mrs. Jeffries' age, every man seems like a young man in comparison.
That is true, but what a disappointment. Here I thought a young, handsome, modern, forward-thinking man was going to be our new neighbor.
Well, that should teach you not to eavesdrop on other people's conversations.
You sounded just like my mother when you said that.
Splendid, Staples. I have every confidence in you.
That makes one of us, sir.
Louis, darling! I'm so glad to have found you. I thought I was in the wrong place.
Did you go to the front desk like I told you to?
Well, yes.
And did you ask Mrs. Jeffries for directions?
Well, yes.
Then what seems to be the problem?
When I saw that this building was in shambles, I was sure I was in the wrong place.
You're not.
Oh, but Louis, this place is so bare.
Jack will fill it.
It's uninviting.
Perfect. I don't want him inviting anyone over.
So dreary and colorless.
Color is not essential to life.
It's lonely.
How can an apartment be lonely?
Please, let me bring a few things over. I've got some cozy rugs and gorgeous paintings that are just wasting away in my summer home.
Not today. Maybe later. Right now we have to go.
But Louis, I just got here.
Exactly.
Aren't you going to give me a tour?
Maybe some other time. Not right now.
I'm so disappointed.
I know, Irene. Life is full of disappointments. Stapleton, I expect everything to be ready before Jack arrives.
I will do my best to take care of your son, sir.
Did you hear that, Helen?
No, I didn't. There was only room for one of us at the peephole, and since you had already staked your
He
claim.
said his son is moving in. Isn't that wonderful? He's probably our age.
Nora, we have no idea of knowing what his age is.
But we'll know soon. We should start preparing.
Preparing for what?
To pay him a visit. What? It's the neighborly thing to do.
Nora, when my mother and your parents agreed to let us move here and get jobs, it was with the understanding that we would be discreet and respectable young women. They don't want us chasing after young men like floozies.
Oh, Helen, you're so conventional.
I'm serious, Nora.
I'm serious too. How is paying a welcoming visit and offering a
There we go. Looks terrible. They'll be going blind not to notice this contraption. I will have to have more than a little bit of luck for this to work.
If you'll come this way, I'll show you to your apartment.
All right, right behind you. Raymond, you coming?
Yes, I'm almost there. I'm here. I just had a little trouble on the stairs.
Raymond, I think you need more physical activity in your life. See, I had no trouble on the stairs at all.
Oh, right. I'm sure lack of physical activity is to blame for my trouble.
This may come as a surprise to you, gentlemen, but we do not allow loitering in the halls. So if you gentlemen are done chatting, would you please step into the apartment?
You insist. You call this an apartment?
Yes. What would you call it?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure. Right words escape me at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I've seen abandoned buildings look better than this place.
Well, if you'd like to live in one, be my guest. In the meantime, watch your manners.
And watch your step, because I'm pretty sure I see a hole over there in the floor.
Would you like me to show you, give you a tour of your apartment?
Oh, let me guess. This is the kitchen. That's the living area, and through that door is the bedroom.
Correct.
Then no, I don't need a tour.
Fine with me. Would you like to hear the rules and regulations of this living establishment?
No, but I have a feeling I don't have a choice in this one.
Correct again.
Whoa, how many rules do you have?
I haven't bothered to count, but they take up 5 pages.
Oh. Is there a list of these rules maybe posted somewhere? Perhaps there's an extra copy I could read at my leisure.
How humorous. At your own leisure. You don't need to have your own copy. I'll just remind you at any time that you're in danger of breaking any of the rules.
Of that I have no doubt.
Might as well make ourselves comfortable, Raymond.
First, no running in the halls, unless there's a fire. And even then, we'd prefer that you would just walk quickly. Next, no opening the windows.
Wait, what if he wants a breeze?
If he wants a breeze, he can go outside, where there is a breeze. Curfew is at 9:45 p.m. Lights and all electrical activity will be turned off at 10 p.m. We strongly suggest that you go to bed around that time as well.
That's one suggestion I'll be ignoring.
Really?
Of course, how am I supposed to have a life if I'm in bed that early?
Suit yourself. But I don't know how you plan on having a life at that time of night when you'll have no light.
How about a candle or an oil lamp?
Which brings me to my next rule. No flame of any kind.
I should have known.
This includes pipes, cigars, candles, and oil lamps. Next, if your shoes are soiled when you enter this building, you must remove them and carry them to your room. If you track dirt to the halls, you must clean them or pay to have them cleaned.
Next, nothing pleasant will be allowed on this premises. This includes all flowers, animals, and laughter and sunshine.
Well, you're almost right.
Are you pulling my leg?
Do I look like a woman who jokes around?
No, sir, absolutely not.
No animals of any kind. No strong smells, including flowers. No loud noises, including loud music and laughter. Failure to comply to any of these rules could result in your eviction.
Really? I find that very shocking.
I don't.
Although we do not have a rule against sunshine.
Now that I find shocking.
No food is allowed to be left out overnight. If your food attracts mice, they may be considered pets, and you could be asked to leave.
Helen, hurry! Mrs. Jeffries is almost done with her welcome speech. What part of the speech is she on? She started giving the rules about 5 minutes ago. Nora, if she only started the rules 5 minutes ago, we have at least 15 more minutes before she finishes and leaves. Well, I want to be ready to go visit them as soon as she leaves. Then, I thought there was only one.
So did I, but it turns out there are 2 young men over there. One for each of us.
One for each of us? I thought we were going to be hospitable and offer our friendship. Nora Davis!
We are, but I won't complain if they
forget it, Raymond. You'd have to pay people to come visit me in this place.
Really? Are you paying me?
I'll stop.
At no time is it permissible to entertain a woman alone in your apartment, unless she's a close relative. Oh, and that reminds me, there are some very nice female renters across the hall.
Is that so?
Yes, do not bother them.
Naturally.
Well, that does it for the rules. Any questions?
No.
If you have any questions, I'll be in my office until 5 p.m., at which time the office will be closed.
Helen, Mrs. Jeffers just left. Hurry! Nora, calm down. We don't want to bombard them immediately.
We don't?
No, of course not. We don't want to seem desperate.
Oh, we don't.
Exactly.
You're right. Well, wait a bit.
What did you say?
I said, well, wait a bit.
You know, I don't even know how my father found this place. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he bought this building, made up the rules, and hired Mrs. Jeffries to enforce them.
This is going to be miserable.
What are you talking about? You don't have to live here.
Oh, but visiting you won't be any fun either.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I just liked it better when you worked at the country club.
Yeah, me too.
It's too bad they let you go.
I didn't want to work Saturdays anyway.
Or just work in general.
Now you sound like my father.
I know, but this isn't just the country club. He might have forgiven you if you hadn't driven his car to the municipal fountain uptown.
That was an accident. I didn't see the fountain.
As fast as you were going, I'd be surprised that you could see anything.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, but I just don't like this situation. And if you hadn't gotten kicked out of college, we wouldn't be in this mess right now.
Yeah, well, if those stuffy professors can't recognize intelligence when they see it, I don't want to be there anyway.
I'm not sure your intelligence was ever in the question.
Okay, so I missed a few lectures. So what?
A few? You slept through 2 of your final exams.
Well, they still should have let me retake them.
Well, you probably could have gotten perfect grades, and they still would have kicked you out.
And that's my point. They're just a bunch of wet blankets who are against me right from the start.
You tried to date the daughter of the dean of students.
And that's a crime?
It is when she's engaged to the school president's son.
Yeah, well, I didn't know she was engaged.
You didn't ask. You just kissed her at the rally in front of her.
Yes, I did. She was beautiful. And I can't say that I'm sorry.
Yes, and I think that's why you got kicked out.
Oh?
You're not sorry.
Are you ready yet, Helen?
Yes, I'm ready.
Is that how you're going?
What do you mean?
Well, it's just you're wearing a work dress.
Nora, I only have 3 dresses, and I'm not wasting my good dress on a trip next door.
But aren't you worried what they'll think?
No, not even a little.
You don't want to seem poverty-stricken.
Nora, if you keep questioning me, I won't go. And I won't let you take my pie either.
Did I say poverty-stricken? I meant striking. Strikingly beautiful.
Look, Raymond, I need you to stop lecturing me. You're my only friend in the world right now. I don't need sermons, I need support.
I'm sorry. Did your dad ever say what you would do if you lose this job or this apartment?
Yeah, he said he forced me to join the army, since they'd
Be the only ones left who could make me learn discipline.
Can he even do that?
I don't want to test him. Besides, my only other option is being disinherited.
Then I guess he can force you to join the army.
Not just yet. I haven't even started my new job, much less been fired.
At least you have girls next door.
I'll forget it, Raymond. Not interested.
You, not interested in girls?
Girls living in this place? No, not interested.
I hope they're interesting.
What?
Well, it's just, we've lived here for so long and I'm starved for some good conversation.
I have to admit, it might be nice to have some people our own age to talk to.
You know, they're probably ugly. Homely at the very least.
Why do you say that?
Because think about it. If they they were pretty, they'd be married by now. Simple logic, my boy.
You're right. They're likely to be boring and dull, too.
Old-fashioned girls.
Real home. Straight-laced with no sense of fun.
Romantic and dashing.
But moral and kind.
You know they'll probably come after us for our money.
But we don't have any money.
Not yet, but I will once I get my inheritance.
Oh, Helen, I can't wait to meet them.
I just hope they never come over.
Well, we better wrap up this pie and go on over.
Besides, you don't need the distraction.
Yeah. Oh no, Mrs. Jeffries probably remembered a few more rules.
No, it's a couple of girls.
It's probably girls from across the hall. She didn't waste any time.
They're taking their time coming to the door.
They're probably tidying up.
Do they look dull or boring? Remember what we talked about. Stay strong.
And don't act desperate.
Hello, ladies.
Stay strong.
Nice of you to answer the door.
What do you want?
Oh, we're your neighbors from across the hall.
We just thought we'd come and introduce ourselves.
I'm Nora Davis, and this is my cousin, Helen Woodley.
How nice. Won't you ladies
I'm
come?
Jack. This is Raymond. Have a great day. We don't want to get in trouble with Mrs. Jeffries.
We brought you a pie.
Hi. Yes. Just for a minute.
Oh, we have more than a few minutes. Mrs. Jeffries hasn't climbed those stairs that many times in weeks. I'd say we have a good 20 minutes at least.
Have a seat, ladies. This isn't much, but it'll do for now.
Oh, it's just perfect. Ours doesn't have much either.
So, how long have you ladies been here?
4 months. 4 long, lonely months.
So what brings you gentlemen here?
Oh, me? I don't live here. I'm just helping him get moved in. But I'll be around. I'm a student at the university.
A university student? How exciting.
Well, I don't think I'd call it exciting.
What are you studying?
Math. I want to be a bookkeeper for a large business someday.
Oh, that's perfectly wonderful.
And what about you?
Me? Oh, I just work at Mr. White's law firm.
Oh, are you a lawyer?
No, I just help with the paperwork.
How about you ladies? What do you do?
Oh, we work at the department street down the street.
For now. But I hope to be the owner and manager of my own store someday.
Your own store?
Yes? Is there a problem with that?
Well, no. I guess not. I've just never heard of a woman running her own business before.
I believe women can do anything a man can do. And more.
Yeah, well, you can believe it all you want, sister. It doesn't make it true. Even if you had enough money to own your own store, you wouldn't know the first thing about running it.
She is getting on-the-job training right now.
You have to start somewhere.
And what about you, Harriet? What are your plans? Are you planning on going into business with your friend, or do you want to be governor or something?
My name is Helen, and I really don't care to amuse you with my ambitions.
I'm sorry, Nora. I think it's great what it holds.
Thank you, Raymond.
We all need a dream, even if it isn't realistic. It helps motivate us to the best we can.
Isn't realistic? Well, I'm glad to know how you feel.
Well, what about you ladies? So, what do you want from us?
What do we want?
What I'm trying to say is, do you have enough money saved up?
Some. Living together helps because we can split the rent.
Well, just don't come asking me for any loans, because I only invest my money in profitable ventures.
Really, sir, I don't think we can ask you for anything at all.
Oh, come on. You girls didn't come over here just to be nice. You have some angle. What do you really want?
Jack!
Really, sir, we just came here to offer simple friendship, and now that I am quite convinced that you are incapable of that, we will be going. Nora, come along.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Sure. Have a nice life, ladies.
I'm so sorry. What was that? I've never heard you be so rude in all my life.
I've never met someone rude in my entire life.
Oh, Raymond, it's fine. It's all under control. It was all necessary in driving them away.
I know. It's as if you were trying to drive us away.
Oh, you're all wet. They seemed like nice girls. And they weren't bad looking.
Forget it, Raymond. They're not our caliber. They might have been, nice girls, but they're not the cat's meow. We're looking for socialites, girls with class.
Oh, I cannot express my disappointment. The one just seemed so nice initially, and they were handsome.
Oh, calm down, Nora. They aren't our kind of gentlemen. We're looking for men with class, and they are clearly small-minded men. We can do better.
You're probably right, although it will take some time to get over my disillusionment.
Oh, you'll be fine tomorrow.
I've never been more determined in my life to have my own store. I might even name it Jack Was Wrong.
Dear, with a name like that, you might not sell anything. And if you get out of business, then Jack would be right.
Well, maybe I'll just do something subtle, like sending him a press clipping of the grand opening.
That's a good idea. I'll deliver it for you myself.
We'll say what you want, but I still don't think you need to be that harsh.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
You're still going to have to see and talk to them again.
If I happen to bump into them in the hall, I'll try to be civil.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Then what do you mean?
You still have their pie plate, and you have to return it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I'll leave it in the hall.
No, it would get stolen, and you'd be held liable.
I'll leave it with Mrs. Jeffrey. She'll deliver it for me.
No, then she'll know they've been over, and we'll all get in trouble, including you.
Oh.
Listen, just take it over and say, thanks for the pie. It was delicious.
Speaking of pie, would you slice me a piece?
I will as soon as I find forks and a knife.
Did you check that box over there?
No, that one just has spoons.
What about this box?
No, none in there either.
Where could they be?
What did you pack them in?
Just an ordinary box like this one.
Do you think we accidentally left that box?
Well, if we did, we don't have any plates either. They're all in the same box.
I bet the girls have some we can borrow.
No way. We'll just use the spoons. Just bring them over here. Oh, this sure does look good.
It smells good, too.
This is delicious.
I don't think I've ever had such a good pie.
These girls are in the wrong business. They should be selling these.
You're telling the truth.
I could eat this whole pie myself.
Hey,
I'm just teasing, but I could.
well, you should probably savor it since it's the last one you'll be getting from them. My point exactly.
It'll be okay. I'll return the pie plate, be charming, and it'll all blow over.
What? I thought you never wanted to see or talk to them again.
Well, I don't. But I do want to eat their food.
Unbelievable.
No, really. I can take this pie over, and they have the pleasure of my company. They cook for me, and I get the pleasure of their food.
Oh, I can't believe you.
No, really, it could work. And maybe if I take them out every once in a while, they can help me clean.
Why don't you just propose to one of them and see if she'll do your job for you?
That's not a bad idea.
Jack, all of these ideas are bad ideas.
No, it's brilliant. This will be the perfect partnership.
We'll say what you want, but I don't think it's nice to use people like that.
Oh, Raymond, I'm not using them. It's a simple exchange. People give and they take in relationships. That's just what happens.
Something tells me you'll be doing more taking than giving.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I'm just going to eat this whole pie myself.
Precisely.
Oh, come on, Raymond. I won't be so devious. I'll be on the level.
Well, say what you want, Jack. When this situation backfires in your face and you end up in the army, don't say I didn't warn you.
Fair enough. Now, you can help me eat this pie?
Of course, put her friends forward.
Well, here it goes.
Oh, hello. Jack, isn't it?
Yes, Helen, right?
Correct. Did you think of a few more insults you'd like to hurl our way?
No, actually, I came by to apologize.
Apologize? You did not seem very sorry last night.
Well, I wasn't. I was in a rotten mood. You see, things haven't really been going my way recently.
So did you really mean all those things you said last night?
What all did I say?
Women can't do the same kind of things that men can do.
Oh.
And that we were probably after you for your money or some other terrible reason.
Yes, now I remember. The truth, Helen, I haven't really seen any women do the same things as men can do.
That's what I thought.
No, that doesn't mean it's true. It probably means that women haven't been given the same chances as men. Maybe they could if given the opportunity.
Do you really mean that?
Sure, I guess so. And it was wrong of me to accuse you of any ulterior motives of coming over.
Well, thank you. And I accept your apology.
Thanks. Is Nora around? I'd like to apologize to her too.
Well, she's still sleeping in. It was my turn to make breakfast, so she's still sleeping.
Oh, well, I guess I could come by later.
No, come on in. She'll be up shortly.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Just don't tell Mrs. Jeffers.
Oh, I won't. Here's your pie plate.
Oh, you boys finished the whole pie in one night?
Yes, it was really good. Incidentally, which one of you made it?
I did.
Well, it was really good. Me and Raymond ate it right out of the dish. Didn't even use plates.
Why did you do that?
Well, we kind of forgot the plates and forks in the move. Raymond will be bringing them by later, though.
Oh, well, in the meantime, you can use some of our things. We have more than enough.
Oh, swell.
So, you said earlier that things haven't been going your way recently. Do you mind if I ask why?
Well, let's just say that working in a law office all day, shuffling papers, isn't my first choice of a job.
Then why are you doing it?
My father set it up. He's got big aspirations for my life.
And you don't have big aspirations for yourself?
Oh, I do, just not the same ones as my father.
Would you mind helping me set the table? You put me a little behind schedule.
Oh, sure. Can I ask you, well, did you,
Yes?
would you answer my question from last night?
Well, I might, if I remembered it.
Well, are you planning on going into business with your friend, or do you have different plans?
Nora's my cousin, actually. That's one of the reasons that Mama was willing to let me come here and get a job. Things have been very tight at home, so I wanted to get a job to help out. But Mama wouldn't hear of it. But when Nora's parents agreed to let her move here and get a job, Mama agreed too, as long as everything went well.
What'd your father think of it?
Well, he died last year. That's why things have been tight at home.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Well, you still haven't answered my question from last night.
What are my aspirations? Oh, I would probably sound like a traitor to women everywhere if I told you.
What does that mean?
Well, women have just gotten the right to vote. We should go out and make something of ourselves.
And you don't want to do that?
Oh, well, I'm just a kind of girl at heart. I like cooking and sewing and helping Mama around the house. If I had my way, I would just have a house and a family of my own.
Wait, no career, no politics?
Well, I would still vote, but there's only one thing that I want as a career, and I'm not good enough at that to make a living.
Singing?
No.
Acting?
Wrong again.
Well, I know it's not cooking because you're really good at that.
Oh, thank you.
Are you a painter?
Only when I help my dad paint the barn back home.
Well,
Well, if I could, I would write.
really?
I told you you'd laugh at me. You probably think women can't write.
No, that isn't it at all. I just thought it was an interesting coincidence, that's all.
And why would that be interesting?
Because I love to write too.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually the only thing I was good at college.
You went to college? You don't look old enough to have graduated.
Yeah, I didn't. But I don't want to talk about that right now. Anyway, what kind of writing do you like?
Oh, I enjoy journalism and short stories, and someday I'd like to write something for children, maybe something with rhymes. What about you?
Well, if I tell you, you have to promise not to tell anybody.
All right, I promise.
I like adventure stories.
And why would I laugh at that?
And poetry. I like poetry.
That is not something to keep quiet. Oh, like the best sonnets I have ever read were written by men.
Oh, well, you still promise not to tell anybody.
I know, I promise I won't tell anyone.
All right.
Tell anyone what? What is he doing here? Why did you tell me he was here?
Oh, I'm sorry, you were still sleeping.
Yes, clearly getting your beauty rest.
Indecent. And he's the last person I wanted to see.
Nora, he came over here to apologize.
Antagonize? Well, I believe it. He's very good at antagonizing.
No, that isn't all. I said apologize, not antagonize. I came by to apologize for last night. I'm sorry.
How sorry?
Sorry enough to come over and make amends.
For which part?
All of it?
Well, I suppose I could find it in my heart to grant you pardon.
She forgives you.
Oh, thanks. To any of you girls know what time it is?
It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. I gotta catch a train in 15 minutes. I can't be late for my first day of work.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, have a pancake. Helen makes it the best. Everything seems better when you're eating them.
Thanks for thanks for the forks and plates.
You're welcome.
Plates and forks?
Oh, he forgot it.
Oh, I'll bet he did.
Well, here goes. God, forgive me for impersonating a Scotsman. And please, never let my mother find out. She'll never speak to me again.
Oh, come on, a worse time. Yes?
Hello, sir. Douglas Macmillan. I'm here to repair your food.
I don't have a food.
You don't? Yes, of course. I'm here to repair your phone.
I said I don't have a phone.
I'm here to install your new phone and make any repairs it may need. Which shouldn't be many since it is a new phone.
Listen, Douglas, I didn't ask for a phone. I can't afford one right now.
Not to worry, sir. Mrs. Jeffries is having them installed as an upgrade to this building.
Really? I find that very surprising. Mrs. Jeffries doesn't seem the type to do something that nice.
Yes, well, I think even Mrs. Jeffries was surprised by her generosity. So, may I come in?
Nah, I guess so. Guess I don't have to worry since there's nothing in this apartment worth stealing.
I won't be here long.
Say, you remind me of someone. We've met before?
I don't think so. Perhaps if you've ever had the phone remembered.
You just remind me of someone. I can't think of who right now.
I guess I just have one of those faces.
I guess so. Well, I have to leave now.
Have a good day at work.
How did you know I was going to work?
Oh, I just assumed.
Well, you guessed right. Bye.
Hey, see you back.
Huh?
It's an old Scottish farewell. Good thing I read up on the phone installation when I was learning how to tap them. Let's see.
I'm back. Ah! What's wrong?
I just pinched my finger on one of my tools. Not to worry, it happens all the time.
Well, I just forgot my lunch. Can't find it. Oh, wait. Never mind, I got it.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Whew. That was a close one. When I said, hey, see you back, I didn't actually mean it.
Are you sure we haven't met before?
Quite sure. Have a good day.
Sure thing, you too.
This scam is going to last 24 hours. And I don't have much time to install this phone. I have to be at the office soon. And I'm not even in the right costume. Stapleton, oh boy, you've really done it this time.
If you'll come this way, Mr. Wainwright, I'll show you your office.
Oh, thank you, but you can call me Jack. Mr. Wainwright's my father.
We are a little more formal in this office, Mr. Wainwright.
Oh, sorry.
Not a problem. Now, you may hang your coat and hat on the rack over there.
Thank you, I will.
I am Mr. White's secretary, but I can answer any questions you may have.
I'm sure I'll have a few as I get started.
In addition to me, we have 2 other secretaries. We handle various duties such as phone calls, filing mail, and scheduling appointments. Mr. Hollis has a secretary whose name is Edith, and we've just hired someone new to help out around the office. Her name is Elaine.
And your name is Ethel?
Yes.
Ethel, Edith, and you say the new girl's name is Elaine.
Well, she's not a girl. She's a woman. But yes, her name is Elaine.
Oh, well, she should fit right in.
We hope so. Now, as I mentioned earlier, here are some assignments to get you started. Please read through these police reports, client testimonies, and court transcripts, and file them according to their case files.
Case files?
Yes. Here are some notes from client meetings that need to be typed up. And here is a stack of notes that need to be proofread. When you're finished with those, you can hand them to Elaine, and she will make the corrections.
Elaine?
The new girl.
I thought you said she was a woman.
Of course, the new woman. Now here is a stack of proposals that need to be typed up. When you're finished, you should be finished with these sometime after lunch.
Which assignments?
All of them.
After lunch.
Yes, lunch.
Today's lunch.
Yes. Is there a problem with that?
I hope not.
Why?
Ethel, one question. What is this stack again?
The stack of notes that need to be typed up?
And this stack needs to be filed?
No. That stack needs to be proofread. This stack needs to be filed.
This stack needs to be filed. Okay, I think I understand.
Huh, I sure hope so. Now, I'll leave you to get settled in.
Thank you. Oh, what to start with? I guess I'll start proofreading. That should be the easiest. Vincent Gahati versus Clive Townsend.
Mr. Wainwright?
He isn't here right now.
Aren't you Mr. Wainwright?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. How can I help you?
I'm Edith, sir, Mr. Hollis's secretary.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance as well. I just came by to introduce myself and to drop off these papers to be filed.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just put them in this stack. No, I'll put them in this stack.
Do you need help, sir?
No, I'll just put them over here for now.
Well, just let me know if you need anything.
Thank you, Edna.
Edna, We don't have an Edna here, sir.
Oh, right. Edith.
Yes.
My apologies.
Apology accepted.
Thank you. Right. Wrong. Correct. Capius minimus. What is that?
Here are more papers to prove, sir.
Thank you, Edith.
Oh, my name is Elaine. I was just hired.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know what capius minimus means?
I believe it is a civil arrest warrant used to bring a person to court, but I'm not sure. I'm new here, you see.
Not as new as me, apparently.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Nothing at all. Ma'am.
Very well, sir.
Well, now I know what that means, but I didn't need to know what that means. I need to know how to spell it. I'll just write it down and come back to it later. Right. Wrong. Good. There's no space between those words. That's right. Grit. That isn't how you spell right. Missing the Eve. Silly mistake. Dogside. Is this similar to domicile? Yeah, it must be. Correct. Wrong. Ma'am, whichever one you are, can you get me a law dictionary of some sort?
I believe you'll find the terms you're looking for right here.
I'm so sorry, sir. I thought you were one of the secretaries.
Obviously. I'm Mr. Charles Hollis.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jack Wainwright.
Likewise, I'm sure I came to check up on you and see how you're getting along.
Well, now that I have this book, I should be just fine.
Well, it seems like they've given you plenty of work to keep you busy.
Yes, plenty.
Well, if you keep at it, those stacks will shrink before your eyes.
I'm sure they will. Slowly.
It will get better. The longer you prove documents, the easier it will get. And you won't be looking the terms up quite as often.
Oh, thanks for the encouragement. I do feel just a little bit overwhelmed at the moment.
Keep your chin up, Mr. Wainwright. And if you're struggling, come to me for assistance.
Oh, thanks. Everybody in this office is so eager to help.
Well, we're very glad to have you. Your father said you have wonderful writing skills. I'm sure you won't disappoint us.
I'm sure I'll try not to disappoint. Say, you remind me of someone. Have we met before?
I do? Who?
I'm not sure. You sure we haven't met before?
I don't think so. I may have met you and your father at some point.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe so. Well, I must be going.
Ta-ta. What?
I meant to say, farewell.
Farewell, sir. These pens. Spelled correctly. Good. Good. Correct. That's wrong. Wrong. Accusation. Defendant. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's going to take me forever. I don't know how I'm going to finish all this work. Correct.
I hope everything is going well, Mr. Wainwright.
Yes, actually, I was hoping for
I
just
just
a
came
little
by to
bit
drop off some more papers to be filed.
more time. Or more papers, that's good too. I'll just put them in, I'm starting a new filing stack. Right. Wrong. Oh, that's gonna take me, I'm gonna have to work all the way through lunch just to get all this done.
Mr. Wainwright, Mr. White has informed me that he would like you to accompany him to lunch this afternoon so that he can get to know you better.
Of course.
Will that be okay?
Yes, be fine.
Very good, sir.
This job's gonna be the death of me. complaining, but I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Actually, I'm surprised you've survived this long. It's been 4 weeks.
Yes, my father said I'd be having a chance to write, and some freedom is not all I had expected.
Well, I've appreciated coming here to study. It's great to have a place that's nice and quiet.
Yes. Well, it's nice having a phone now, thanks to Douglas. It's made communication with you a lot easier. Say. Oh, never mind. You know, if I didn't put a pillow over my head every night, then I wouldn't be able to sleep because of the roaring trains that keep me up.
Don't train conductors and engineers need sleep too?
I should think so.
I think so too.
Well, like I said, it's nice for the phone, but, you know, and like you said, for even the studying, it's too loud, even with the trains. Don't you notice them?
Actually, I don't even notice them anymore. You better get washed up. You have to go to work soon. How many times has that thing been repaired?
Since I got here this week.
Never mind, I'll just call down to Mr. Jeffries.
I don't think that repairman knows anything about wash basins.
Hello, Mrs. Jeffries? This is Raymond in Jack's apartment. No, I'm not a squatter. No, I don't need an apartment of my own. Listen, Jack's wash basin did it again. Very good. Goodbye. She said she'll give Ernie a call and he'll be right over.
Oh, good. You know, I think it's breaking on purpose.
It's a wash basin, Jack, not a person.
I think this whole apartment has it out for me.
You're crazy.
This apartment's enough to drive anyone mad.
Have you had breakfast yet?
No, I was just going to have some of the cookies that the girls brought over.